How you doing, guys, and welcome to my channel. Now today I'm having a look at the Y Studio
Why? Why? Why?
scary collectible 1/6 scale WS015, I believe it is. Just taking a quick look at the box. I'll have to quickly open it here. Now this figure here has two very different looks. One obviously from the Scream movie and one from a very different movie altogether. I'm just trying to get this box open here. I should have opened it beforehand. But I know why I bought this figure and exactly which look I'm going to be going for, and which is the look that Y Studio has definitely given more accessories for and pretty much wants you to pose him as. Just sliding this cover off here, I'll just show you what he looks like in the box, but I'm not going to lean him too far forward, and my apologies, it is a bit dark there, but you can kind of see how he is presented in the box there with his sickle and his head sculpt on him there. And if I just put this aside for the moment, if you just bear with me, you can see this white phone box here that also comes with him, and inside we have a couch. 1/6 scale couch, looks quite nice. We'll get into that a bit later on, I suppose. So I'll just give you a quick close-up of it there. You can see that it is quite a nice piece, and quite a big piece as well. Oh, there we go. So yeah, we'll get into that one a bit later on, and just panning down him, I suppose, before we get into the accessories. We'll just have a quick pan down. There is a bit of an elephant in the room there for the keen-eyed people that might spot immediately. And just having a look at the resin base that he comes with, you can see that, if I can get this camera steady, you can see that it is meant to be a tiled surface. It is a lump, a heavy lump of a resin. That's not hollow, guys, it's a very heavy lump. It's supposed to be a tiled floor. You can see maybe a kitchen floor with blood splatter on it there. Not the most convincing blood splatter. And it has felt on the bottom of it there to prevent it from sliding and slipping around the place. But not an accessory I'll be using, guys. I certainly won't be posing on this stand. And just giving them a quick pan up again there before we get into the accessories. I'm not sure if any of the keen-eyed people can spot the elephant in the room, the issue with him just looking at him there, but we'll get into that a bit later on again. Yeah, so let's get into the accessories and see what they are like. And here we have all of the accessories that come with the Y Studio Scary Collectible, or Ghostface. You can see he has a lot of accessories there, quite a lot of bits and bobs. He has his Cocoa Crunch, his cornflakes, his Red Bull, Monster, what's that, Chivas Regal, I'm not familiar with that, Jack Daniels, Cointreau, Corona, and another Chivas Regal. A few magazines there. We got Beyonce in the cover there. Who's that? Is that one out of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie? And we have his telephone there, not very well painted. You can see the overspray on it there. It's terrible, but it is die cast. I'll just have to give that a quick spray. And then we have his cigar that he comes with. If I can get this to focus. Come on, focus. There we go. His cigar that he comes with, you can see the brown paint has run up into the smoke there. Not very well painted, but it is die cast, so a quick repaint on that shouldn't be an issue. Like I said, there are quite a few magazines and bits and bobs with him there. And then we have his knife, the blood splatter on it there, again trying to get it focused in. Come on. And there we go. The blood splatter on the knife, the blood effect on the knife is done quite well. It's done better than any blood effect that is on any other part of the figure. Actually, the face sculpt, the main sculpt, the blood splatter is good on. Yeah, so that's it for the accessories. We'll have a look at the hands. These first set of hands, guys, oh my god, 3D printed.
Why?
3D printed hands, if I can get focused in there. Absolutely rough as forget about it. No, not happening, not working, absolutely terrible. In the bin straight away. Then we have his other hands, just a bare skinned pair of hands that have been painted black again.
Why?
The paint's gonna come off them, guys. Absolutely gonna come off them immediately. Once you put something in the hand there, that paint's gonna strip off and we're gonna see flesh tones underneath there. And then we have his alternate head sculpt, which is the reason why I bought this figure. So let's take a look at it there, and there we go. For anyone who doesn't remember, I'll just give you a quick flashback, I suppose. Some people won't remember it, some people won't get it, and some people will. This is why I bought this figure, guys. And like I said, guys, two completely different looks for this figure. If you want to pose him as the Scream figure from the 1996 movie, you can absolutely do that. Not the most convincing though, the body isn't great, we'll get into that. Or you can pose him as this one, which is, in my opinion, Y Studios reason for giving us all these accessories, because they want us to pose him on the couch in that particular pose from the Scary Movie So just moving on, then we'll have a look at the couch that he comes with. This could be used on any figure, any 1/6 scale figure really, if you don't want to use it on the Y Studios figure. Made of a very cheap leather. I hope it doesn't deteriorate. Very basic, but it does the job, guys. The stitching is okay on it as well, but it absolutely does the job. I know it's not the screen accurate couch from the movie. I think the couch he's sitting on in the movie is a cotton couch or something like that. It's a material couch. It's not a leathery, plattery couch. You can see the legs on it there as well, guys. So it's not a bad old piece. Again, not screen accurate, but it doesn't matter. It does the job. So there you have it, not much more to say, it's a couch. So moving on, we will have a look at the figure itself. We'll have a look at the figure itself, just panning down again, guys, and we will just have a quick look at that base again. Not something I'll be using, but there you have it. Again, something that could be used on something else, maybe a Michael Myers figure or something like that. But the elephant in the room, guys, immediately when I took it out of the box, those arms are way too short. They're too short, guys. Why?
Why?
There's where his hip is there, and his wrist is just below that, which in my opinion doesn't make any sense. For, you know, they're too short, guys, and they look too short. Again, posing them sitting down on the couch isn't going to make any odds to the length of his arms, but if you want to be posing him standing up in a museum pose or something like that, it's going to be looking ridiculous. Again, just a quick look at the base, but more importantly the shoes. They are not a burgundy pair of shoes, guys. It's supposed to be blood splatter on them, but in hand it just looks like the shoes were burgundy. I thought they were burgundy at first glance, and I had to look at them again to see that that is a poor attempt at blood splatter, where somebody's just dry brushed red paint over those black boots, and it doesn't look very convincing at all. The mold itself is very basic, nothing fantastic. You can see there is a bit of a grip on them there at the bottom, which is a nice touch, but overall nothing fantastic. And the trousers are very cheap, very polyester. They make that scratchy sound when you touch them. Supposed to be a bit of weathering on them, but it's not much. And they're very cheap, very very badly done pair of trousers. Like I said, just polyester tat, really. You can see the bit of weathering on the bottom there. Somebody's got a scissors to the bottom of them there and cut them with a scissor. Terrible, absolutely terrible. I don't know why they do that. It doesn't make the figure look any more convincing or realistic. Again, just moving up, basic pair of trousers. You can see there, if I just lift that up there, how big the trousers are on the body. They're swinging off them, absolutely swinging off them, and the body is tiny. I don't understand why they use the body so small. Swinging off him. And as for the robe itself that he's wearing, it's made of it's not velvet, but it's a velvet-like kind of material. it's a bit heavy. It doesn't drape very well. It's a bit of a heavy material for the intended purpose of it draping. It bunches up, it gathers up, and doesn't sit very well. But it does a nice feel to it. It does feel. You can see there if I pull in the robe, you can see how small that body is. And again, I don't know why. That is a body that you would use if you were building a figure up with a shirt, a blazer, and an overcoat or something like that. It's not. It's way too small, and the arms are really short, really short on it. They look really bad. But again, if you're sitting them down on that couch, it's not gonna come into effect. And again, there's a wire all the way through it, and it sticks out at the bottom. It gets in the way. It has to be futzed with. It's a bit of a nuisance. I don't know why they done that, why they put it there. And the bits that they've cut here, you can see they've just got a scissors and cut all of that up there. None of that is printed like that. It's just been cut with a scissors, and again, doesn't look very realistic. Looks toyish. Looks very toyish. And I get, look, why Studio they weren't going for ultimate realism with this figure. It's a bit of a joke. It's a bit of a laugh of a figure, and I get that. And I didn't expect anything fantastic from it when I ordered it. I got it for the novelty, to be honest. Just looking at the head sculpt there, you can see the blood splatter isn't too bad on it there. The hood, oh my god, the hood. It doesn't sit right, guys. It just won't sit down with any weight in it at all. Again, it's to do with the material. It doesn't drape, doesn't sit right at all. I'm gonna have to stitch that down or pin that down. Well, I'm not gonna have to, because that's not how I'm going to be posing, guys. I'm going to be posing them sitting down. But if I had to pose them standing up, I'd have to pin that down there somewhere. Glue it down or something, because that is just terrible. And as for the head sculpt, it's a very basic head sculpt. Again, nothing fantastic. Pretty much anybody could do it. Paint applications are basic enough, except for like I said, the blood splatter looks really good on it. Doesn't really fit in the hood very well. It's very tight in the hood. You can see it all bunching up there. It doesn't even sit on the shoulders or the traps very well. It all sits up. I'm pretty sure if I was going to pose this guy in the Scream with this head sculpt, I'd have to do a body swap on him. Taking the hood off, you can see that it all is a very basic head sculpt at the back, and not necessary to have any details, because again, the hood should be up all the time. Paint and the dye off the robe coming off all over the body, and the paint even on the head sculpt, on both of the head sculpts. The more you touch the head sculpts, the more the paint comes off, because there doesn't seem to be any clear coat over the paint. So I probably will end up doing a repaint at some point, because mauling the head sculpt like I am now resulted in a lot of the paint rubbing and marks on them, and even the black dye and bits just coming off onto the head sculpt. So yeah, I could definitely see I'm not sure if you can see there on camera the paint on the forehead just starting to rub off, and that just from mauling them. Yeah, not good. You could definitely end up repainting this at some point, which is a shame, because the blood splatter looks really nice. But again, blood splatter, why do blood splatter on the shoes and the face but none on the robe? There is zero blood splatter on the robe, which doesn't make any sense. He stands okay. He stands free okay. I wouldn't really entirely trust it. But it doesn't look too bad there at close-up. That mask doesn't look too bad at all, but you would just really want to do a body swap and a bit of futzing with the robe to get it right. Maybe a custom robe even, if somebody does a custom robe, that'd be good. But yeah, there you have the figure itself, guys. For what you get, guys, it is what it is, you know. So we'll move on and we'll have a look at his alternate look. And here we have his alternate look. This is by far the look that they wanted you to go for. The other head sculpt and the Scream look is just, you know, secondary. All the bits and bobs around him, it definitely reminds me of that movie. And anybody who has seen the movie and was around at the time will immediately get this. A novelty figure. I have a few comedy figures that he's gonna sit well beside on a shelf, and yeah, I'm really pleased when I put them together like this. I'm quite pleased with him. You can see that secondary head sculpt there on him. It looks smashing. It looks fantastic. I get a great kick out of posing him like this, and this is precisely how I'll be leaving him. It's absolutely hilarious, guys. And I think the one thing I've at least figured out today is why they call themselves Y Studio. So please hit that like and subscribe, and keep your eye out for future content. I'm gonna leave you with some pictures of the figure now, guys. So thanks a lot and take care.